Chapter 13. A mystery is solved. Took me long enough. Next chapter is already underway. I'm also questioning why I named her Pravis. I know I had a reason when I started, but now I can't remember it. Oops. But now, a mystery that shall never be solved. The smell of apples and tea met Danny's nose as he woke up. When he finally managed to blink his eyes open, he found he was lying on his living room couch. The windows had been covered so no one saw the points in the Fenton household. Celestia, who was still wearing the necklace, was chatting with Twilight Sparkle. Rarity, Pinkie Pie, Fluttershy, and Sam were talking amongst themselves, and Rainbow Dash and Tucker were playing some game on his PDA. Every so often Rainbow would suggest a move to Tucker, who would stubbornly pause the game and debate with her on the next move. Both were smiling and laughing during it. Applejack and Jax weren't in sight, so Danny assumed that since the smell of apples and tea had been around when he woke, that they were in the kitchen making something. His parents were sitting at the foot of his couch, beaming in relief at him. Danny opened his mouth to talk, but realized how raw it was and closed with a low groan. The sound signaled he had woken everyone, grabbing their attention. As everyone approached, he was about to ask him about Pravis before spying the thermos on the table. After I walked in, "Tea's ready, every pony." And human. Or half ghost. Speaking of half ghost, I see Danny is awake. Jess ran in with a cup of tea for her brother. Danny took it, a little surprised, before taking a sip. Instantly, his throat felt better. He pulled back and stared at the tea in awe and curiosity. Then, without realizing it, he ended up drinking half of it in one sitting. He grinned. "This is great. How did it... Sakura gave us some medicine to soothe sore throats before heading back to Ponyville. Applejack mixed it into your tea and it worked like a charm," Jess said cheerfully. Applejack began to pass out cups of tea to everyone. Pinkie looked up at Applejack. "Is the pie ready yet?" she asked, excited. But Applejack shook her head. "No, it'll be a bit longer, Pinkie." "Ah." Tucker looked into the thermos after sipping the fragrant, delicious tea. "We were going to interrogate Pravis, but then we decided to wait until you woke up." "Right, before we do that," Rainbow interjected, "I have to ask. Is that part we came through to get to your house the same one you got your powers in?" Danny nodded. "Yep." "You told us about how you got into an accident in a portal. But if you don't mind, would you tell us the whole story, please?" Flutter asked. But, if you don't want to, that's fine too," she quickly muttered. Danny looked at all of the ponies and the parents. They were all staring curiously. Sam, Tucker, and Jess looked at each other nervously. Then he put his tea down and took a deep breath. He did begin to tell the whole tale, of the accident. He included how it felt, his shock, and every so often Sam and Tucker would interject a point of view what was going on when Danny was having an accident. Everyone, even Pinkie Pie, sat in silence and listened closely. At the end, not a sound ruled the house. Twilight finally spoke. "Wow," she murmured. Danny blushed and nodded. Rarity gave him a very sympathetic, tiny smile. Danny's parents could only have inscrutable expressions, and the rest merely had wide eyes. In an attempt to clear the awkward air, Danny picked up the thermos. "Well, let's get on with Pravis. Celestia, can you use your magic in case she tries to escape?" "Of course." "Then let's start." He stood up and opened the thermos. Out tumbled a dazed and confused looking unicorn ghost. She blinked multiple times before gasping and backing away from the group. "What happened?" she asked. Her voice was miles away from before. Unlike the cold, cruel, emotionless voice Travis had, this one was new, full of fear and timidness. "Where am I?" "Pravis?" Twilight asked. Pravis looked up. "Don't call me that. 'Tis a cursed name. My name is Strawberry Blossom. You can call me Blossom or Berry for short," she answered promptly. She moaned. "All I remember are bits and pieces and blurs. And I can't feel my magic. Why can't I feel my magic?" "Lady Strawberry Blossom, tell us what happened exactly, start to finish," Celestia said calmly. Barely turned her head to Celestia, gasped, and immediately struggled to her host to bow. "Princess Celestia, I am so sorry for all the trouble. I must thank whomever removed the cloud from my mind. That be me. Name's Rainbow Dash, Rainbow said proudly. Barry gasped and jumped up and hugged her, much to everyone's surprise. Rainbow Dash stared at her for a moment before awkwardly patting her back. Hey, no prob, she trailed off. Barry let go of her and turned to the others. I faintly remember you, Danny Phantom, and your sister. Don't worry, your secret's safe with me, she said before Danny could say anything. Oh, what is everyone's names? I feel so rude to not ask. After a quick introduction, Barry continued. And may I recall my memories of how I, became a ghost? She expected to mention being a ghost. Please do, Celeste answered. Strawberry Blossom began. Well, it all started with Prince Blueblood. Rarely gagged at the mention of his name. Defendants Sam and Tucker were confused. Who? Jack asked. Rarity scowled. A prince who only has one royal thing about him. He's a royal pain, Rarity huffed. Try raised an eyebrow. Why? What did he do? Well, I once dreamed of meeting him and falling swiftly in love. But when I actually got the chance to at the Grand Galby Gala, it turned out he only cared about himself. In fact, he went as far as to use me as a pony cake shield. Applejack brought a cake in the party and got thrown up the planet towards us, she snapped. Sam whistled. As I always say, looks are deceiving. In this case, tell me about it. Anywho, please, excuse me for interrupting. Please continue. Of course. Anyhow, he entered my strawberry shop and asked for me to deliver a dozen strawberries to him the next day. I said sure, and next day when I came with his order, my mind went fuzzy. I suppose he used some sort of magic gimmick to get the gem without him hurting himself, she finished. Rarity went red with rage. I knew it! I knew it! I knew he wasn't just some royal pain. He's worse. But, Rarity, I'll have him received for question when we get back, Celeste said, much to Rarity's satisfaction. Twilight frowned. Mind control is a very fast magic, but it's even hard to ensure it doesn't go wrong. If you use it correctly, then he and the ghost would have not been taken up of the spells by being hit. Why, do you know how to do it, Twilight? Maddie asked. Twilight shook her head. No, I study magic, but I find mind control to be wrong and cruel. I could have learned it in my studies, but I refused to, she answered. However, I know enough from reading about magic to know it's a spell that can go wrong very easily. Strawberry Blossom sighed mournfully. I wish I could go back to normal and back to my shop. I hardly care anymore if I get my magic back. I just want to return to normal. Tears began to well in her eyes. Danny paused. Wish. That's it! In a flash, he transformed, grabbed the thermos, and flew towards the entrance of the lab. I'll be right back, guys, he said, flying into the lab portal before anyone could react. What in the world is he doing? Abstract asked aloud, baffled. Idea of using Blueblood as the villain is credited to Rapid Raid Pirate 52. I was going to use another OC as a villain, but since he suggested this, I decided to go with it. So Prince Blueblood is been suspected of using magic on a pony. On a fellow pony. What will happen next?